If we want to talk about the beginnings of computer-generated music, we of course need to go back in time. But how far do we need to go to meet Lejaren Hiller, its father? Born in New York on the 23rd of February 1924, Lejaren Hiller showed an interest in both chemistry and music from a young age. Punching holes in his family's player piano rolls was a great indication that he was more interested in composing music than playing it. But even so, he took piano lessons and learned to play clarinet and saxophone. His love for science led him to earn 3 degrees in chemistry at Princeton University, and during that time, he received musical education from composers Milton Babbitt and Roger Sessions. In 1946, he wrote his first piano sonata, but when he left Princeton in 1947, he continued chemistry research at DuPont in Waynesboro. He never abandoned music, and on the 17th of April 1951, his piano concerto was performed in public for the first time. Lejaren Hiller made significant contributions to chemistry during his time at DuPont. In simple terms, he developed the first reliable process for dyeing orlon, which is a type of acrylic fiber. This was a notable achievement because it allowed for the production of colored acrylic fabrics that were previously difficult to dye. In 1952, he left DuPont and joined Frederick T. Wall at the University of Illinois in the chemistry department. With access to Illiac 1, a room-sized computer, he made statistical computations of polymer molecule dimensions and reaction probabilities using the Monte Carlo method. Using that method was groundbreaking in his field and led him to be part of probably the most important scientific publication of his life. The Monte Carlo method, in simple words, is much like playing game of chance many times to estimate the odds. Leonard Isaacson, whom Hiller called a super programmer, joined him in the mid-50s to study computers in the field of music. With the use of Monte Carlo method and the Illiac computer, they composed the first computer-generated musical score, the Illiac Suite for String Quartet, in 1957, which was the culmination of 4 movements, called experiments. In the first movement, a basic melody was created. In the second movement, the computer generated 4 segments following a set of guidelines. The third provided instructions for rhythm and dynamics, and the fourth movement used the Monte Carlo method to choose notes. Since computers in 1957 couldn't generate music on their own, those notes had to be performed by musicians. The first performance took place even before the 4th movement in 1956 at the University of Illinois. Hiller became famous for being the first man to compose music with the use of computer, but of course not everybody liked it. He was frustrated that the music professionals didn't consider him a musician, even though he earned a master's degree in music at the University of Illinois in 1958. With the encouragement of Frederick Wall, he was included in university's music department and formed the Experimental Music Studio. During his time at EMS, he continued to make traditional and computer-generated music. In collaboration with Robert Baker, they designed MusicComp, music simulator interpreter for compositional procedures. In 1963, computer Cantata was born, the first piece with computer-generated sounds alongside traditional music. Lejaren Hiller and John Cage collaboration, HPSCHD, is a pioneering piece combining harpsichord and computer-generated sounds. It premiered in 1969, featuring a multimedia experience with projections and electronic music, and is considered a milestone in electronic music history. His career flourished in both computer music and traditional compositions. Even though his experiments were better supported in later years, it was hard for him to convince people that his method was legitimate. Unfortunately, In his last 7 years, he suffered from Alzheimer's disease and passed away in Buffalo on the 26th of January 1994, leaving behind his wife and 2 adopted children. If you're still here, thank you, and if you liked that video, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cześć!